coming. Yeah, 1 second. 1 second.
Sairam, everyone. We will start the study cycle, the Sanskrit lesson with prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sairam, everyone. I think there was last week there were a lot of requests for covering the Gayatri Mantra. So I thought I will dedicate today's session just for the Gayatri Mantra. We had introduced some basic grammar, pronouns and things like that last week. I will leave it for the time being in terms of revising or recollecting. I will leave it for next week, or if there's more time at the end of the class today, we can take a look at it. Otherwise, we will take it up next week. Okay. I hope you all understand that, because the Gayatri as a subject is very vast. I thought if I start something today, I thought I have some closure or some completion of whatever we started today. So because of that, I thought I will just dedicate this day to the Gayatri Mantra. I think some of the information which I'm going to share may be known to you all, but I guess there is no harm in repeating some of it, because that's what is needed anyway as part of the mantra itself. This mantra was discovered by sage Vishwamitra. Just so that the mantra has become very popular because of who Vishwamitra is. Sage Vishwamitra was born as a king named Kaushika, and maybe I will tell the story. You know what? So once it so happened that he went with his army for a hunt in the forest, jungle, and then they were all tired after a long hunt, and they went to the ashram of sage Vashishta. So sage Vashishta had a small ashram in the jungle with no facilities, but when King Kaushika went there with his army and retinue, he found them tired and he said, "I will feed you all." And Kaushika was surprised. But sage Vashishta called the Kamadhenu, and the Kamadhenu was able to feed all of them with lavish feast, because from the Kamadhenu apparently many people came out and they brought food and they served and so on. Kamadhenu is capable of fulfilling any wish. So when Kaushika found that this sage has such a treasure, he felt it was of no use in the jungle. It's much better serve its purpose in the city. So he asked Vashishta to give him the Kamadhenu itself. And sage Vashishta said, I cannot ask her because Kamadhenu is Kamadhenu. I don't own her. I don't dictate terms to her. She has come of her own volition to me. So I cannot give it, ask her to go with you. If you want, you can ask her. So the Kaushika approached the Kamadhenu and tried to beckon. It wouldn't move. And then he asked his army to take her by force. And out came warriors who fought and destroyed and decimated the entire army of Kaushika. Even Vishwamitra, when he was attacked with his dandam, as the staff which the sages carry, nothing went past it. And so Kaushika was quite dejected and upset by the whole thing. He became very angry with sage Vashishta for the damage he had done to him. So he realized that worldly success, power, position doesn't have any merit. So he thought, I will also become like Vashishta. And so he went on a quest to become a rishi like Vashishta. After a lot of penance, he became so renowned as a rishi, but he was always called a Raja Rishi, a rishi of a king who is a rishi. And for one to become same as Vashishta, which is the status of a Brahma Rishi, Vashishta himself has to give him the title, because as they would say, peer review. Only when Vashishta would recognize him as a Brahma Rishi, Vishwamitra can become Brahma Rishi. And that was not happening. And the story goes on. And then once he got so angry that he wanted to murder Vashishta because he was not becoming a Brahma Rishi. And he was hiding behind sage Vashishta and hiding to kill him. And while he was hiding, he heard sage Vashishta tell very noble things about Vishwamitra. He said he's a great. Somebody was asking him, who is Vishwamitra? Who is plotting to kill him and so on. And sage Vashishta said, "Oh, he's a great rishi with so much accomplishments and so on." And Vishwamitra was touched by this. He didn't realize that sage Vashishta held him in high regard. So he threw the sword which was carrying and ran and fell at the feet of sage Vashishta. And sage Vashishta picked him up and said, "Oh Brahma Rishi, why are you falling on my feet?" So with that pronouncement of Vashishta, Vishwamitra became the Brahma Rishi. And this sage Vishwamitra, out of his love, with the years of taking the experience of all his sadhana through which he had become a Brahma Rishi, he basically put it into one mantra, and that mantra became the Gayatri Mantra. So because of this situation of, a Vishwamitra, a king who could never become a Brahma Rishi, through this sadhana of this mantra became the Brahma Rishi. He gave it as a gift to the world. That's why it's called Vishwamitra. Vishwa means the world, Mitra means friend, because he felt everyone in this world should benefit from this. And that is why it was given by him to all his disciples, and all the Vedic rishis accepted it as a mantra which every single human being should use and practice and become a Brahmana or Brahma Rishi. So because of that, so what happened was, this mantra became the mantra by which every student who wants to take up the study of the Vedas was initiated through this ritual of Upanayana. Okay, so the Sanatana Dharma says everyone at birth, whatever the caste or the varna, you could be born in a Brahmin family, a Brahmana family, you could be born in a Kshatriya family, you could be born in a Vaishya family, or you could be even born in a Shudra family. Anyone who is, when they are born, they are all Shudras. Okay, they are called Shudra. And I will come to the meaning of Shudra itself in the next slide. So, because one is a Shudra, it's considered you are not fit for the spiritual pursuit. Okay, so then we go through what is called a purificatory ritual called Upanayana Samskara. Upanayana means, Upa means near, Nayana means eyes. It also means the eye which takes you near God. The physical two eyes which we have are useful in this world, but the third eye, the Jnana Netram or Upanayanam, is the eye of wisdom. And that wisdom, eye of wisdom, is given to the disciple through the mantra of Gayatri. Samskaram is a purification. We are learning Sanskrita, which is basically purified language. Anything which purifies is called samskara. Of course, samskaram has a general meaning. Your old samskaras you bring along, it says, it's your vasanas are also called samskaras. But what happens is, if you don't, the extent of samskara to which you have practiced will come along with you. Okay, so samskara is the refinement. So Upanayana samskara is one of the rituals which is performed to make one fit to learn the Vedas. Okay. So what happens is, the Shudra, the stage of progress to become a Brahmana is 4. Okay. Initially, we are all born and we are all Shudras, everyone in this world. And Shudra basically means, many people say it's unclean, untouchable, and things like that. But the real meaning of Shudra is one who grieves or afflicted with sorrow. If any one of us feels sad about anything, that means we are a Shudra. Whatever the caste is. Okay, because once we start learning the Vedas and going on the path of a Brahmana or towards Brahman, we will not have any sorrow or sadness of any kind. So anyone who is sad about anything in this world is a Shudra. Okay. From that, when the Gayatri is given, one becomes what's called a Dvija. Dvija. Dvija means, Dvi means two, Ja means born, one who is twice born. Okay. Who is the mother to whom the person is born? Is the mother of Gayatri. So once we are given the Gayatri mantra, that mantra will give us another birth. Okay, that is the belief. So you can say, even in other religions we have something called born again. You're born and then you're born again into the spirit, even in the Christian religion. So a Dvija is one who is born again and he adopts the Gayatri Mantra or the Gayatri Devi as the mother. And she will give birth to a spiritual being. So because of that, a person who takes on the samskara and enters the path of Brahmanhood is called a Dvija. Okay. So once one becomes a Dvija, then you start learning from a guru. You go to a Gurukula and the guru will start teaching. You do what's called Sandhya Vandanam and so on. All the other prescribed things which the guru will instruct the disciple, then that student becomes Dvija. Vatu is also another term which is given. There are strict disciplines which a Dvija has to follow. One is this guy, the Sandhya Vandanam, Trikala Sandhya Vandanam, and so on. In Swami's Dharma Vahini, chapter 7, Swami goes into great detail about Gayatri. If anyone is interested, you should read chapter 7 of Dharma Vahini. There are many discourses too, but Dharma Vahini is very exhaustive, and some of it may be difficult to understand, but the information is there for anyone who is really interested in studying it. Then we come to the stage called Vipraha. Vipraha means one who has learned the Vedas. So the thing is, you are supposed to learn the 4 Vedas, the Vedangas, and so on. And then one is given the title Vipra. So at that point in time, one is learned in the Vedas, and the person will teach also, and study and teach. And more than anything, practice the lessons learned from the Vedas, and that such a person will reach the state of Brahmana. Means one who has realized Brahman is Brahmana. Many people would say, oh, you're born in a Brahmin family, you are a Brahmana. It's not so. So a Brahmana is one who has realized Brahmana. Then I just wanted to point out, a Dvija is expected to lead a very disciplined spiritual life. Anyone, see, the thing is, what Swami did was generally, traditionally, the Gayatri was not given to anyone in every caste. Everyone is not given in the past. Though the practice always existed, the reason it was not given was there is an expectation that someone has to follow very exacting, disciplined life. But Swami said there is no bar for anyone to learn the Gayatri. It is the property of every single person in this world. If they wish to, they can learn the Gayatri. But we should understand that with that comes a great responsibility. Anyone who chants a Gayatri should know that they are on the path of Brahmanhood, and they have to maintain discipline just like a Brahmin child which goes through the samskara. I will go into great details if anyone wants. That's something which we'll take up. What type of discipline a Brahmin child is expected. They have to avoid the 3 false sins of body, speech, and mind predominantly, which gives what's called Chitta Shuddhi, and so on. So it will start with diet, lifestyle, and so on. I will not dwell too much on that, but anyone who is interested in practicing the Gayatri have to follow this discipline path. Okay. Maybe at this point, maybe I should spend the time. The thing is, then the question may be asked, well, the mantra by itself, won't it purify us? That's also one of the things which people say. The mantra, you just keep on chanting, it will make you a better person. Is philosophy which everyone adopts. But based on whatever Swami has spoken, it is not so. So if, for example, if you take the story of Ravana was a Brahmana. He was born Brahmana. He is called Dashamukha, means he has 10 heads, because he has studied the Vedas and the Vedangas and Shastras. So because he was such a master of even having learned the Vedas, but because he did not lead a very disciplined life, he brought harm to himself and the world. So that's a classic example of a Brahmana who is even learned, who does not follow the necessary discipline, can ruin himself and ruin others. Most Rakshasas who are famous or notorious fall under this category of people, because Gayatri is power, complete power, and if that is taken in, if there are bad qualities in us, those bad qualities get magnified also, and they can bring harm all around. So there's a need for personal effort to be disciplined, and I thought I will just touch upon that. So we should not take it very lightly. Then Gayatri Mantra is considered the essence of the Vedas. These are, some excerpts from Swami's own discourses and Vahini, Dharma Vahini. Gayatri is the essence of the entire Veda. And the 4 Mahavakyas we studied last week, Tattvamasi, Aham Brahmasmi, Ayam Atma Brahma, Prajnanam Brahma, and so on. All of them are enshrined in this. The Gayatri is a personification of these principles by itself. Gayatri has 3 parts. It is a praise, a prayer, describing the Lord, the Paramatman. It's also a meditation. The one line called Dhimahi, and it also has a prayer. Let the intellect be purified, and so on. So this mantra, if it is properly practiced, will sharpen our knowledge yielding faculty, our intellect. The Vijnanamaya Kosha, the buddhi is sharpened. So these are some things which Swami has mentioned. So I thought, as an introduction, I should touch upon this, because otherwise I will not be doing justice to the Gayatri. Because sometimes we think the Gayatri is just a mantra, just chanting something. It's much more than that. So I thought I will spend some time explaining or giving you a small summary of an introduction on the Gayatri. Now we'll go into the mantra itself. So I have written the words Gayatri Mantra. Okay, as you can see at the top. Okay, Gayatri Mantra. So let's see what are the letters, and so it'll also become a Sanskrit lesson, so that you can see. Read the words properly. So the first letter is Ga. So Ig, which is the 3rd letter in the Ka Varga, and A, longer A, makes Ga. The second letter is Ya. It's a combination of E and A, gives you Ya. The next letter is a compound consonant, which comprises of 3 letters, individual letters, It, Ir, and E, which is the longer E. It's 3. Gayatri. Okay, Gayatri. The next letter is Mantra, plus plus a gives you ma. The next one is a compound consonant consisting of, you can see 5 actually. Now 4 letters gives you tra, and then visarga is there at the end. So in, it, ir, and a are the 4 letters. Along with ha, visarga, gives you intraha, mantraha. Okay. This intraha has, sometimes people ask, I have seen it written this way, that way. So I've given you variations of the intra here, which you may come across. Okay. All of them mean the same thing. As you can see in this case, the half of the inna is there, ta is there, and the diagonal line is ra. Here, the ta itself is made half, you can see. This, the ta which goes like that is half seen. And this was another way of writing the na is, you can see with the circle at the beginning. That also you may come across. So I thought I would just give you various scripts in print which are prevalent, so that you will be able to see the variations of the same letter, compound consonant. Okay, intra. Okay, so that is how we read the Gayatri Mantra as in Sanskrit. Now we'll go to the mantra itself. So I'm just going to go over the mantra. So the Gayatri is called Panchamukhi. I have not written the word Panchamukhi here, but Pancha means 5. Mukhi is face. So Gayatri is supposed to have 5 faces. So as you can see, these are the 5 faces of Gayatri. The mantra itself. The deity is also supposed to have 5 faces, but the mantra also have 5 parts, which are called the faces. Okay. The first one is Om. Om is the first face of Gayatri. The second phase is Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. Okay. The third phase is Tat Savitur Varenyam. Okay, we will go through each of them separately, but I'm just going over each line quickly. The fourth phase is Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Okay. The fifth phase is Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Okay. So these are the 5 phases of Gayatri. When we chant Om, there should be a gap after the Om, because Om comprises of A, U, M, and silence. So Om should be followed by a gap of silence before we go to the next one. Okay, I thought I would just teach, because Swami says we should not say Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. We should say Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha. Like that, there should be a gap, because the 4th part of Om is also very important, and it should not be ignored. Okay. So now we are going to go over other lines. Om I will not go over. I think we have already touched upon before how the Om should be chanted. It should be started low, it should reach high in U, then it should come down, and then there should be silence. Okay. Oh. Silence. Okay. Now we are coming to Bhur Bhuva Suvaha. I'm just going to first go over the letters, how as you see it, how it's usually written, and then I will go over some of the grammar, the meanings. The first letter is Bhu. This is the 4th Bha, okay, 4th letter in the Pa Varga, Bha, which is aspirated. Okay. So Ub, and U is a longer Ukara, gives you Bhu. The next letter here you see is a compound consonant. Okay, we have ir, ub, again the fourth one, fourth bha which we saw earlier, and short ukara, ir, bhu. Okay, ir, it comes as a hook at the bottom top, and bhu. Okay, ir, bhu. So bhur, bhu. The next letter is a va, is u, and a gives you va. Okay, bhur, bhuva. The next one you see is a compound consonant comprising of is, and u. So issu, issu. The next letter is va, ha, u, a, and the visarga gives you vaha. I think just to point out pronunciation wise, make sure that these two bhas are aspirated. Bhur, bhuvas, okay. And so also sometimes people make it, sometimes I've heard people say sh. It's not sh. This is a dental sa, sa. Just the S sound, no H sound, okay. Bhur, bhuva, suva. Okay, bhur. So again, bhur, bhuva, suva. I just wanted to explain this bhur, bhuva, suva, the way though it is written, because it's written as a samasa where three words have come together. Okay. We're going to look at, split the words and see what those individual words are. So the bhur, bhuva, suvaha consists of three distinct words. They are bhuh, or bhuhu, bhuvaha, and suvaha. Due to the sandhi rule, the visargas I have highlighted in red here, they go through some change. The first visarga becomes ir. The second visarga becomes is. The third visarga, nothing happened because it's at the end. Okay, so it's the bhuhu becomes bhur. Bhuvaha becomes bhuvas. Bhuvas. Okay, so bhur, bhuvas, suvaha. That is how this comes. Okay, so bhur, bhuvas, suvaha. When you put them all together, this ir becomes the hook at the top there, and this is becomes half sa, so it becomes bhur, bhuvas, suvaha. There are many meanings given to these words. Each of those can be, we can spend a lot of time discussing them, but I'm just going to give you simple meanings which Swami has given. For now, that should be good enough. Bhuhu basically means our body, physical, gross body. Okay. That whatever is in this world, gross is also covered by bhuhu. You can even say the earth is also bhuhu. Swami says it is the materialization of anything. Anything which has taken a form in this world falls under the category of bhu. For example, bhuloka means the earth. Okay, whatever you can see with your eyes in the gross world is covered by bhu. Okay, bhuhaha. So we should understand that these are all descriptions of that supreme. Okay, Om itself is the supreme. There's also said by the great rishis that the entire Gayatri is an explanation of the Om itself. Okay, so if you take Om, it has A, U, and and silence. The A is waking state, it's called. Okay, waking state is the state of materialization. In the waking state, we can see the world. Okay, so that I in the Om is actually Bhu, because it's materialization. Whatever we see in this world with our eyes. Okay. Then U is the life force, prana. Okay. Or even the mind to some extent. Some aspects of mind also you can say. And it's a subtle body. And its nature is vibration. So all that is indicated by U in the Om. U is the dream state. In a dream, there's no materialization. We don't see anything in this world. But our mind is vibrating, and it has its own, it fabricates whatever it wants. And that is the state of, that's a subtle body, and that's the state of vibration. And that is signified by Bhuvaha. Okay. There are people who say it is heaven also. But for now, these are meanings Swami has given, so I will stick to this. Okay. The last word is Suvaha, that is which Swami has said, it's a deep sleep state. Okay. In the deep sleep state, there's only awareness. Consciousness exists. Prajna. Now we were talking about Prajnanam Brahma as one of the Mahavakyas. So just there are other Sanskrit words, I will just introduce them. Bhu, in that state, it's all Vaishwanara. In this world, there's something called Vaishwanara or Vishwa. That is the nature of energy, God present in this world. Bhuvaha is Tejas. Taijasa is the word used. So it's an effulgence also. Mind has an ability to be an effulgent. It's fire, it's an element of fire. So that's vibration. And Suva is in the deep state, it's called Prajnanam. Okay. So those are names of Auma also. Okay. So our gross, subtle, and the causal bodies, which ourselves and even everything in this world is covered by this. We should understand the Gayatri also symbolizes us as well as the entire world. Okay. So these are different aspects of the same divinity. God is present as Bhu, God is present as Bhuva, God is also present as Suva. It's all different aspects of the Lord. So these are all descriptions of divinity. Then we go on to the next line, which is Tat Savitur Varenyam. We'll look at each letter separately. The first letter is Ta. It plus A gives you Ta. The next one is a compound consonant. It's Itsa. It, this, and A. Okay, Itsa. The next letter is V. U plus E. The next one is Tu. It plus U gives you Tu. Tat Savitu. The next one is a compound consonant, which comprises of 3 letters, Ir, Iv, and A. Ir shows up as a hook at the top, Irva. The next letter is Re. It's comprised of Ir plus A gives you Re. The last one is a compound consonant again. It comprises of In, E, A, and the rod at the top, Anuswara. Okay. Inyam. Tat Sa Viturva Renyam. It is written here. Okay. tat saviturvarenyam. Okay, tat saviturvarenyam. Just the only thing which you have to pay attention, this na is the cerebral na, tat saviturvarenyam. Maybe all of you know it, but I thought I would just point out. Let's go into some grammatical aspects of this and the meanings. So again, there are three words. Tat, savituhu, varenyam. Those are the three words. This here also, this savituhu has a visarga. That visarga due to sandhi, it becomes ir. So that's how tat savitur varenyam. Okay. Otherwise, there are no changes. It's just that they are put together. Tat savitur varenyam. Tat means that. I think we already discussed last week. That means which is not here, somewhere else, or what we cannot perceive. It is everywhere, but that which we don't see. Okay. Tat is God is Tattvamasi. I think we discussed Tattvamasi. So Tat. So as you can see, some of those words, Prajnana Brahma shows up as Prajnana. You understand? Bhusua is Prajnana. So that is how the Mahavakyas are all ingrained in this, the Swami says. Tat is that. Savituhu is a name for sun. That's why this Gayatri is also called Savitur Gayatri. Okay, Savita Gayatri or Savitur Gayatri. Savitu is sun. It also means everything in this world is born from that, or that energy. You know, they talk about Big Bang and things like that. So it's a sun which exploded and all this world became. So from which all is born is Savitu. Okay, that is the etymological meaning of Savitu, which describes sun. Savitu Varenyam. Varenyam means that which is worthy of being considered as the best. Vara means best. Nata Vara, Guru Vara. Vara also meant boon, but Vara also means the best. Varenyam means who is fit to be called the best. That person is Varenyam. Okay. So that which is worthy of being considered as the best is Varenyam, because there cannot be anything better than that. Anything more good than that. It is the most good, if you want to say best. Okay. Varenyam. So you cannot find anything superior to it. Anything which can be better than that, you cannot find. So God is that. Once you have it, there's nothing better in this world. So that's what it means. That Savitu means from that only we are all born. And Varenyam that is the best. Okay. Then we will go over the next line. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. The first letter is Bha. The fourth letter in the Pa Varga, aspirated Bha. Bha, Ub plus A. The next one is a compound consonant comprising of three letters, Ir, Ig, and O. Irgo. Ir is at the hook at the top is Ir. The next letter is Go. Bargo. The next letter is De. Id plus A. De. This the third letter is in the Ta Varga. The next letter is Va, is U plus A. Then the next letter is Sya is a compound consonant. Is, E, and A is yeah. Devasya. The next letter is Dhi, is the fourth letter in the Tha Varga, aspirated. It's Dhi. Dhi is a longer E, okay? Id plus E is Dhi. Ma is the next letter. Plus is Ma. The last letter is Hi, which plus E is Hi. Dhi Mahi. Okay. I have observed some incorrect pronunciation in this line by many, so I thought I will just touch upon that. Sometimes this they is pronounced as they. Okay, it's not aspirated. Okay, it's the third one, so it's they. Okay, then many people make this mistake. They pronounce it as sh. Yeah, it's not sh. Yeah, it's is. Yeah. Okay, there's no H sound at all. Okay, just simple as Devasya. Again, here it should be Dhi. Dhi is with aspiration. There should be some air puff coming out. Okay, Dhi Mahi. So I thought I will, again, same thing with Bha. Bhargo Devasya Dhi Mahi. Okay. I will just go over some grammatical aspects and the word meaning. So this also comprises of 3 letters, 3 words. Okay, so the first, so the Bhargo actually is, the word is Bhargaha. Bhargaha. The next one is Devasya, there's no change. Dhimahi. Okay. Again, this Visarga has undergone a change. And this is a different Sandhi rule. So when Visarga is followed by what is called a soft consonant, the aha becomes O. Okay, aha becomes O. Basically, you add a U to the A and then we get O sound. Okay, so in this case, Gaha has become Go. Okay, that's how this Bhargo has come, but it's Bhargaha Devasya Dhimahi. Bhargaha means it's another name for sun, one who removes darkness. Okay. The light which removes darkness is Bharga. Devasya is an what we call a vibhakti, which is a declension of a noun. The noun is Deva. Deva means Deva, gods, you know. Deva actually means someone who shines, who is emitting light is called Deva. Okay. So that by which everything can be seen because he is self-effulgent. Okay, he is emitting light, like the sun. But Devaha is Deva is the noun. Devasya means of that shining one. It belongs to that. Okay, that's what it means. Dhimahi. It can be we meditate. Our meditation belongs to that Lord also. You know, you can mean that way, or a meditation that belongs to a form that belongs to this. You meditate. We meditate actually. Dhimahi is a verb. We have not touched on verb forms yet, but for now, let's just leave it at that. Dhimahi means we meditate, not one person, all of us meditate. Even the one person chants, we do it on behalf of everyone. So we meditate. And we, I mean, there are different aspects of us also, that also you can say, but it's a plural verb. Okay. Dhimahi. So that's roughly Dhimahi. Okay. So this is what's the meditation part. Dhimahi means to meditate. So I mean, we looked at the introduction, there's a praise. So all these descriptions, so there are 9 names given to this Lord. Om, Bhur, Bhuva, Suva, Tat, Savitur, Varenyam, Bhargo, Devasya. So there are 9 descriptions of this divine person or Paramatman. So there are 9 names by which he is addressed, and on that person we meditate. Okay, that is Dhimahi. Okay, so the first 9 is description or praise, if you want to call it. The Dhimahi is the meditation. Okay. So we'll go to the last line, which is the prayer, if you want to put it that way. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. Okay. Dhiyo yo naha prachodayat. We'll look at each letter one by one. The first one is Dhi. It's 4th letter in the Tha Varga, aspirated. It's Dhi. The next letter, it's a short E, okay, short E. Dhi. The next letter is Yo, which is E plus O gives you Yo. The next letter is also Yo, so I'm not going to explain the break. Naha is the next letter, which is In plus A plus Visarga gives you Naha. The next letter is Pra. Up, Ir, and 3 letters make a compound letter called Pra. We have looked at it often, I think, a few times before. Pra. The next letter is Cho. Ich plus O is Cho. Pra Cho. It's a first Cha, okay, not Cha. First letter in the Cha Varga, Pra Cho. The next letter is the Id, which is the 3rd letter in the, no aspiration. The Id plus A, the. Ya is the next letter, Ya, E plus A, Ya. The last letter is It, Jodayat. So it's basically Dhi Yo, Yo Na, Naha, Naha, Prachodayat. Okay. Just some grammatical aspects. So the first letter, actually the first word is actually Dhiyaha. The next letter, next word is Yaha, then Naha, and Prachodayat. In this case, the Visargas, both Aha becomes O. We saw something similar earlier also. So this, because of O, that becomes Yo, Yo. 2 Yos come, okay, Yo, Yo. Dhiyo, Yo, Nah, Prachodayat. Dhiyaha means intellects. Okay, Dhi is singular. The plural form of Dhi is Dhiyaha. Okay, there are many ways people have tried to understand and explain, but I've just picked one, which is simple enough for us, our purposes, intellects. So because we meditate, so it's all about all of our intellects. Okay, our ability to recognize, the knowledge faculty. Okay, for everyone, for whom we are praying. Okay, intellects. Yaha means which one? Who is this? We have described these 9 descriptions. That person. Okay. Naha means our. Naha Diya means our intellects. So here it's plural and there it's plural, our intellects. Who is going to Prachodayat? One person, that person whom we have praised, that person will let that person stimulate. Prachodayat means let our intellects blossom, make kindle, make them, energized, make them functional. Okay, because we all have the intellect. But by praying to this form, these 9 descriptions and meditating on it, our intellect will be energized, brought to life. Okay, so may it be so. Prachodayat means may it be so. May the intellect be stimulated, kindled. Okay, so that's the meaning of prachodayat. So I will. So we'll just quick summary. As you can, I will go through this. Gayatri has 5 phases, and Om. There are 3 words here: Bhur, Bhuvas, Suvah. Then there are 3 here: Tat, Savitur, Varenyam. So this 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7. Bhargo Devasya makes it 9. 9 descriptions of this divine person. Okay. Dhimahi is we meditate. Dhyo yo naha prachodayat. Intellects, that this person who we have described, naha our prachodayat. Let that person kindle our intellect. Let it be so. See, most of the prayers is, we don't ask, we say, let it be so. So that's a request, okay? That's a prayer. So this is Gayatri. These are the 5 phases of the Gayatri and this mantra. I had 2 more because Swami has always spoken about this, so I thought I will also cover that. We always say mantra, Gayatri mantra. So what is mantra? Swami says, manana, trana, sammilitam. Manana, trana, sammilitam, iti mantra. Okay. I've just given, if you want, I will quickly go through, because I thought it's an opportunity to learn Sanskrit also. These are Sanskrit statements Swami has used, so it's a good opportunity to learn them. The first letter is ma, plus a, ma, na, in plus a. Next one is a compound consonant, tra. With a, is tra. The next letter is na, ma, na, trana. Sammilitam, sa, ummi, e. Okay, it's a compound consonant. This is li, ta, and anuswara at the top. Sammilitam. The next letter, the word is iti, is e and ti. It plus e. Mantra we have already seen, so I'm not going to go about it. So manana trana sammilitam iti mantra. We'll just go over the meaning. So mananam means, the Swami always says Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Manana means contemplating, ruminating. Ruminating is like, what the cows do, they go and quickly eat something and then they sit down and they bring out what they ate and they chew and chew and chew and digest it. So the mantra is supposed to be repeated and contemplated and digested. That is manana. So it's reminding the significance and meaning, reminding to ourselves the significance and meaning of the mantra. Anything is manana. So people say it's memorizing. It is memorizing the meaning, not only the letters. Okay, that's what Swami says. Next word is trana. Swami says trana is the ability to cross. So we have to hold on to it by something by which we can cross over. So the mantra is something which we hold on to for our dear life, if you want to say, so that we can cross the ocean. So we have to preserve Trana also means preserving. So it is not destroyed. And persevering until it takes us across. So both are important. One is we should contemplate on it on a regular basis, always. And we should not give up. Okay, when we do, only such a thing can be called mantra. Okay, sammilitam means coming together, when it's put together, when these two are put together, when they come together. Iti manana trana sammilitam iti mantra. In iti is something like that which is a combination of manana and trana is mantra. There are other meanings also given to the word mantra. Mananat trayate iti mantra. That means whoever does it will be also saved. That meaning is also embedded in this. But this is the definition which Swami uses. He has used it in many discourses, and also in I think in the previous slide I had said this I have taken. If anyone is interested, you can go and read. I have taken it from Leela Kaivalya Vahini of Swami, and there are many discourses. Numerous discourses. I just put two discourses: 24th May 1991 and 30th May 1991. During the summer course in 1991, Swami has used in those discourses, so you can look at it. So that's the source for this information. So I tried to use the opportunity to learn what Swami has told, as much as possible. You should understand that understanding the Gayatri. To understand the Gayatri, you have to read the Vedas. That's what Swami says. The Gayatri cannot be fully understood until you finish learning the Vedas. So that is why you hold on to it until you become a Brahmana. Okay. And Swami has also talked about Gayatri, meaning, so I thought I will use that. So this is from Dharma Vahini, chapter 7. Okay. Gayantam trayate yasmat Gayatri tena katyate. Okay, that is the I have given the transliteration for anyone who wants to read. Is simply because I have not given you letter by letter breakdown, but we can go over. The first letter is Ga. The next one is Ya. Then Intam is a compound consonant. Intam. Again, Tra is a compound consonant. It's a long Ra. Tra. Ya. Te. Yes. Ya. Is Ma. It. Yasmat. Gayatri tena kathyate. Ka, this is it, the second letter in the Tavarga. It. Yeah. Ithya te. Kathyate. Means kathyate means in Tamil we'll say kadakira. Somebody has, can you believe in Sanskrit also it says kathyate means tena katyate. I will look at the meaning. Gayantam. Gayantam means, Swami gives again in Dharmahani. Gayantam means variety of things. One who does a bhajana of that, one who worships that, one who sings, all that put together is called Gayantam. Gayantam means people who sing, people who pray, people who meditate, people who worship. Gayantam. Trayate means it's a verb here. It's a verb. Takes across. It will take us across. Yasmat. That which, by whatever does so, is Gayatri. That which takes us across, whoever is worshipping this mantra, that is called Gayatri. Gaya also means, there are multiple meanings. I don't want to go into. Gaya also means our life forces, also Gaya. So Gayantam Trayate means that which protects all the life forces is also Gayatri. You can spend 3-4 sessions just on some of these meanings, but I don't want to spend too much time. Tena means by them. Who? Mean the rishis. So this is actually from one of the Smritis, Bharadwaja Smriti, but Swami has used it. So this Swami has said it. Okay, let's take it that way. Tena katyate means the great people, great rishis say so. Okay, it is said by the great rishis that which takes you across, if you are, whoever practices it, whoever practices the Gayantam or worship of this mantra is Gayatri. Okay, so the bottom line is, by doing this, it will take you across. Any mantra is capable, but Gayatri also protects our life force. Swami gives many definitions of Savitri, Saraswati, Gayatri, and so on. It takes care of every single aspect of our being, the gross, subtle, and the causal. That is the beauty of this mantra. I have tried to cover as much as possible. I don't know if it's too much material. I will stop here, pause here if there are questions. And if I have the answers, I will share with you. Saira. Yes, Brother Tasan.
Saira, brother. So, Varenyam, the na, we normally write U and a 1 beside that one. How that disappeared? Could you please explain that one for me, please? The Varenyam, the word Varenyam. Om Purposwa Sat Varenyam, the word?
Yes, brother.
The na,
yes,
supposed to be U and a 1 beside that one, yeah? How the letter
that is U plus, that is na, brother.
Na.
This is half.
Yeah, U plus, when you write the na.
Na. So if you look at, okay, I will show you.
Yeah, there's only U is there. Where's that one is the, beside the U, that one supposed to be?
See. Okay, wait, let me. So let's look at this. This is what you are referring to, isn't it?
Yeah, Varenyam.
So this, see, in a compound consonant, brother.
Mm-hmm.
If you put the line without the dot, without the extension here, that's a na.
Na.
So if you write it like this, it will become na-yam, Varenayam.
Nayam.
So, but now it is half of that letter only.
Okay.
So that is why that line goes away.
Okay, good. Thank you. Yeah.
Varenyam.
Varenyam.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
it's half of that letter. You see here, it's half of the.
Yeah, yeah.
So wherever you cut it into half, that means only no vowels. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, brother. Sai.
Saira.
Yes, brother Vimalesan, you have a question.
Saira, no, though we are learning the letters Sanskrit, for practical purposes, it'll be helpful. I don't know if it's possible. Can you, the transliteration of the mantra with all the, this 2, 3, 4, aspirated, whatever, wherever it should come, that'll be very helpful.
H will show up in the transliteration, brother.
Sorry, pardon?
H will be showing up if in the transliteration. I can provide you the transliteration.
Yeah.
Aspirated means wherever it's aspirated, an H will show up.
It will show, but still to differentiate between 4, 2 and 4, both they'll be H, right? So
yes,
if it's the number, then we know which is 2 and which is 4. It will be there for both 2 and 4, right?
So okay. So now that you asked,
no. If it's possible, that'll be helpful. Yeah.
No, it's not a problem at all. I think I may have it somewhere, but I can quickly do it. Give me a minute. I can just.
Yeah, try our best to.
1 second, no problem, no problem. Give me a minute, everyone. So.
Sure.
But can you see now?
Yes, yes, but the numbers are not there, right? 2,
Okay,
3, 4.
so you don't really need the number here.
Okay,
We'll go
okay.
over it. For example, if you say bhu, see, this is the fourth, number is 4.
Yeah.
Because the pavarga, P is 1,
Right.
PH is 2, B is 3, BH is 4.
Right.
Okay, so if you want, I will put the numbers. It will take me a little extra effort,
Yeah,
but this is 4.
Yeah.
This is also 4, BH.
Yeah.
Okay, in this case, it's all 1 only, tat.
Yeah.
Because there's no dot at the bottom, the sound is th, not t. Okay, so there's no ta in this anyway. Tat savitur, this is also 1. But in this na, this is the aspirate, sorry, not aspirate, the cerebral na. Then this is also aspirated. H, wherever H is showing up, it is. I will put the number here. It'll take. I will do it.
No, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We can.
Okay. Dhi mahi, dhi, and I think that those are this is aspirated 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. That's it. I will put the numbers and give. No problem. It's not a problem at all. But I don't want to take up time now. I will save it and the new one.
The last one, Dio, is 4, right? Yeah.
That's 4. Okay. Okay, Sister Aruna, you have a question. You have to unmute and speak, sister.
Brother, in the first slide, when we started, I think first or second slide, samskara.
Yes.
That last letter, I didn't understand. The last letter that you have used on samskaram.
Which letter?
Where is the samskara? I think it's the first slide.
Which one? This one? This is upanayana. I didn't go through.
Oh, yes. Here, the last letter. Yeah.
This one?
Na, and yes, see, last letter.
Na, upanayana.
Upanayana, that's right.
Sa.
Yeah.
Is.
Ka.
Ra. And at the top. Samskaram.
Only the problem. This is how the going to come.
See,
the ra and the dot.
See, dot and the can be interchangeable. I think we have discussed it. It's called anuswara. Anuswara is sound only.
Okay.
Okay. So there are quite a few places where at the end, if it comes, it's always pronounced as
Okay.
Okay. In between means that anuswara can take different pronunciations, but at the end, always it takes the sound
The
samskaram.
And anuswara is coming as a Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I think there are no questions. I don't know whether people are tired of what I have said, too much, or it's.
Sairam, brother.
Yes.
Sairam, brother. So Dio Yona, is there a F sound or her sound? Dio Yona.
Okay. We'll talk about that. Okay. I did not go into that a bit too much because this visarga you are talking about, no? The yo na.
Visarga.
Okay.
Yeah, the visarga.
So what happens is when this visarga is followed by pa, it should become up. Okay. So Actually, up is the sound, but many people pronounce it as F. Especially in the north, Naf prachodayat. That's the way people pronounce it. Dhiyo yo nach. Also, you can say. Some people pronounce it as some people pronounce it as up, some people pronounce it as f. I would say and up are equally valid. Dhiyo yo nach prachodayat. Okay, or nach prachodayat. Both are acceptable. I don't want to dwell too much on it because people should, because there are three practices, but technically it should be up. If you join it together and say up prachodayat, nap prachodayat. But many people pronounce as naf prachodayat. Nach prachodayat is also equally okay. Dio yo nach prachodayat. So the way Swami has chanted, Swami chants it at nach prachodayat. There's an H sound coming, N-A-H-P-R-A, nach pra.
Okay, thank you, Saira.
So if you go here, nach pra. Okay.
So that Savidor, so that
Tat.
Yeah, that is that first work.
Yes.
First,
Yes.
the first one, and both Tia, the first.
Yes.
Okay.
So if you look at here, I've given ta and ta.
Oh, okay.
See here tat.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I think that's also another thing. Many people see it as da. It is tat. Tat Savitur Varenyam.
Yeah. So first, both. Yes. And Prachodayat also the last also first.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
No, the last one is the.
Oh, that is third one.
Yes, that's the third one.
Prachodayat, third one, last.
It's the third one.
Okay.
Okay. Dayat. Prachodayat.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Saira, brother, sometimes I see when letter is ending as at, some people say at. When does that come? Is it prachodayat or prachodayat?
It's prachodayat.
Like
So the thing is, sister, what has happened is many of these sounds, because when people teach, just to impress upon the student, they will say prachodayat, like that. So it has become a habit for everyone, because the teacher has said so, the students also repeat. So now it has been so ingrained. But in terms of, because once you say th, then it takes on a matra. Okay, then that means you have added an extra matra. So it should be prachodayat. Because see, when there should not be any vowel sound coming after that. But it is, if you listen to any Brahmin who chants Vedas, they will say prachodayat, like that they will say. So once you say th, then you have introduced a vowel. It's not sub, it should be a full stop. It should be period, as in English they will say it's period. Okay. So
okay, thank you.
Technically that is what it is. Okay. But
okay.
I'm telling you, habits have been so ingrained. One cannot. I'm just talking about technical thing, because if you say th, you have added a matra and it goes out of the chandas or the meter. That's the reality. Okay. I
Thank
hope.
you. Yes, Saira.
But they will say, everyone is all great. People who are well known are chanting like that. How can you say so? I'm just talking about the Sanskrit grammar perspective. and I think each person can choose what they would like to do. Saira. Any other? I think one brother has asked me, Saira, another thing. Okay, thank you. I think why two faces are in blue? It says which faces are in blue. I have I don't know which Sister Sumati, you asking why two faces are in blue? I don't understand the question.
Yeah, Gayatri has got 5 faces, you said. Yes, there is second and the fourth faces in blue in the picture.
Oh, you see.
That's why I want to know why those 2 faces are in blue.
You know, no one has seen the Gayatri. You know, people say artists, you know, they come up with their own color choices. I don't have an answer for this, sister. Swami has not spoken about it, so I don't have any scriptural authority on that. There may be some tradition which has introduced the colors but you know, it's all left to people's imagination, or there may be some scripture which prescribes certain colors. I am not aware of it, so I cannot comment on it.
Because I see that one in all the pictures like that one. Those 2 faces.
Once something comes out, sister, the next thing you know, it becomes universal now. You know, people may even people, you know, forward, you know, so much. After some time, you don't know which is. That's what I can say, but I don't know of any. Okay, let me put it that way.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Any? I think Sister Aparna, you had a question.
Sairam, I might have missed that, but I wanted to know, is it, I know Swami says Suvaha, but I've heard other people saying Swaha.
Okay, so I will touch upon that, you know. Yeah, so actually many of you may see in even in printed material on the internet, even in books, you will see this su missing. The su is missing. So it becomes isvaha. It's also swaha. Okay. Very simple answer, sister. Swaha and suvaha mean the same thing. Okay. The only difference is matra. Matra, I mean, see, the chandas or the meter in which it is composed will be complete only if it is suvaha. Okay. So that is one aspect, because you need to have 8, you know, so I think that is the reason. But you will see both versions, even if you read the Upanishads, both swaha and suvaha are present. Okay. So I'm not, so both, there are different schools of thoughts, I guess. So both are valid. But what is wrong is, if you say swaha, it is wrong. Okay. That is wrong. But swaha is also used by many people. Suvaha is also used. And in the case of Swami uses it. So anyone who wants to follow Swami can follow that. But I don't think the other one is wrong. Okay. That is also used. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
These are questions, you know, I myself had. So, you know, I had done some research and then sort of.
Thank you. Thank you.
Brother, I will take it up after a few lessons, because, you know, I started on the Suprabhatam. I have not completed that.
Thank
so
you,
I will. I will, and Brother Kumar had asked me to sing the way Swami has chanted. I would avoid me saying it. I will play a Swami's Gayatri, and you all can chant along. I personally did not want to even go through the Gayatri, but because there was a lot of requests, so I thought because of that I have gone through the meaning and the words, because whenever we are chanting that, we have to chant it with contemplation of the meaning. There are people who, we chant for 24 hours, 1 hour, 24 hours. It is of no use. Numbers don't matter. The first thing is for us to understand the meaning, do sadhana, and chant it properly, correctly. All these are needed. It's like, if you want to cook and serve some food, if you cannot cook for 1 or 2 people, well, you can't feed thousands. Okay, first we have to get our small one right. And I think there's another thing, which mantra and why this mantra, also another question which comes up. See, for example, you can, electricity can be produced by many things. Even a fire is good enough to cook a meal. You can have an electric stove. That electric stove can be powered by, many things. The source of the fire energy can come from anywhere. But if you go to nuclear energy, that is very, very powerful. Is that, I have fire, I can cook, I don't need, that's also okay. But once we go into Gayatri, which is, in my view, is like a nuclear power. It requires that much effort and safety requirements which are needed for us to practice it. And so as long as we pay attention to that, that's good. Brother Vimalesan, you had a question, brother.
Just one quick question. The Prachodaya, the last also is number 3 only, right? No, sorry, no, number 1 should be, right?
The end is 1.
1, yeah, that's what I asked. Okay.
Yes,
okay.
This is number 3.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay.
Prachodaya is 3 in the Tavarga.
Yeah.
This is the number 1.
Right. Thank you.
Prachodayat. Okay.
Thank you. And also, since this came up, I don't know about it, but one Sai devotee is a Brahmin. He said the Swaha and Swaha difference. I don't know, but I'm just telling so you know better.
Yes.
The Swaha should be a chant only by Agnihotras. So we should say Swaha. I don't know whether that's this thing, but just
both are there. See, if you take the Upanishads, brother, if you take Taittiriya Upanishad, okay,
right.
Suva is used. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right. If you take Mahanarayana Upanishad, okay, in the Taittiriya Aranyaka, I'm going to unnecessary details. In Taittiriya Aranyaka, there are 10 portions. Okay. The last one is the 10th one is what is called the Mahanarayana Upanishad. In the Mahanarayana Upanishad, there's a Gayatri dedication. In that it says, Om Maha, there is, I didn't want to go into too many other details, Vyahritis and things like that. These are also called Vyahritis. The real Gayatri Mantra is only these 3 lines, okay? This Bhur Bhuva Swaha is not even part of the mantra. Gayatri Mantra. They are called Vyahritis. There are 3 of them, then there are 7 of them, and so on. Okay, so this indicating the 7 lokas. I did not want to go into that much detail here, but if you see that it says Suva. Okay, so both have been used by different rishis, and both mean the same thing. But the addition of Su, according to my understanding, is it adds another matra, and so that changes the meter of the mantra. Even here, there are, Gayatri, is it in Anushtup Chandas or is it in Gayatri Chanda? There are many arguments which go on. If you go to the web, there are people debating many points. But, I don't want to get into those at this point in time. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. I'm just going to play, because Brother Kumar asked, I'm just going to play 3 Gayatri chant by Swami, and then we can close, if it's okay with you all. We can continue the discussion. I hope you have time to
भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्।
ॐ समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु, समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Sai Ram, everyone.